All right, Ryu So Cool. We are going to do the Kishiryuoh, which I think I'm saying right. They haven't actually said the name of the show that I've noticed yet. So the main mech from Ryusoulger, the new Sentai series airing over in Japan. I wasn't sure about it. I do like dinosaurs. Like they do tend to draw me in with the dinos, and so on Monday I was like, hey, you know what? There's a new show and I've got 45 minutes. So I went ahead and found it and watched it, and then immediately ordered these guys from AmiAmi. And they got here yesterday, so they're fun. And like I said, they're dinosaurs. So you get Tiramigo, who is the red Tyrannosaurus here. He's the main mech. He actually forms Kishiryuoh. Like by himself, he can be a main mech, and then all the other mech supports can add on a different armor. You see they've got kind of like Lego-esque pegs and tabs here to connect them, and there's ports all over him, like all over the Tiramigo, and so there's a lot of different configurations you can get this in, and we'll show some of them off today, and some of them off as the other two. There is so we've got Tiramigo, we've got Anki Rose, who is, you can see, an Ankylosaur, and Triken, who is a very spiky Triceratops with an elongated horn to form a sword here. Are the three knights in Kishiryuoh 3 Knights. They each come with their Ryu Soul, which is the little slash half ranger key, half morphing gimmick. They look like a little dinosaur head, kind of. There's no lower jaw. But you push that up, and they turn into a little knight with their weapon. And then that will also go in the changer, which I have on the way. I ordered it from CS Toys, and it should... I was hoping they would pack it last night, but they didn't. But it will be here soon. Part of the reason I ordered the morpher is, one, for the noise, and also because I thought maybe there was still a chance that I would get from CS Toys, because if you ordered certain items like this guy or the morpher or the changer or whatever you want to call it, or the sword set, certain items got a promotional Ryu Soul. There's pink. You can see it has some kind of an axie thing up here, and then blue, like that. And then when you pop them open, kind of like a ranger key, and then slide them into the morpher or the changer. But part of the reason I ordered it was because there was a special promotional Ryu Soul, the Hajimarino Ryu Soul, which was one. As soon as you see it, you'll know why I wanted it. And so I ordered the changer from CS Toys, thinking maybe I'll still get in because they got like a whole bunch of them. And then it turns out AmiAmi, despite the fact that I didn't realize they would do this, sent one with the thing. So here's the Hajimarino Ryu Soul, and you can see why I like it. I'm not even going to explain it, but he flips over, and it's basically physically just a translucent orange version of red. It has a different, actually I don't know if it has a different, it has no sticker here, but it's the same molding there in the face. You can see the Dino head facing the same way. It's got the same large face, and we'll get to the large face in a minute. But each soul has, for the changer, has a different pattern of bars on it, and this one does have a different bar pattern than red. So he may make different noises in the changer, he may not, because apparently there's a red version that comes with the changer that doesn't make different noises in the changer, but does make different noises in the sword weapon. And I don't intend to get the sword weapon. Like I'm doing my best to not go all in for every gimmick toy, because this line is very much like Kishiryuoh, where we've got the first, here's the 3 dinosaurs mech that we start off with, and then you find the black ranger, and then you find the green team member with their mechs and add to it. But even the configuration is blue on the right arm, pink on the left arm for the official configuration. So it's very much like Kishiryuoh off the bat. And also, like, you can get Ryu Souls that aren't tied to the morphing thing. They have, when you flip them, they're just gray bodies, like gray shaped knights, but they have different decos on the dinosaur head, and then they give you different powers. We'll see some of those in upcoming episodes. I'm not going all in on those. I'll get rangers and their mechs that look good combined, but I'm not going crazy on them. So, but they're very much like the Judenchi that you didn't use in Kishiryuoh. So anyway, on to the toys themselves. So these guys flip open. You can also they have ports in the bottom of the feet, so you can attach them on and have them ride their respective dinos if you want. They also have on the back, as we mentioned, when you're flipped open, well, actually, anytime they have them, but they each have a different big face on the back for when that particular member is in control of the main mech here. And you'll see there's some different configurations. We'll show some of those off. I'm not going to do every single configuration in the manual because there's a lot, but we'll show off all the main ones. And also in the first episode, I don't want to get too much into the details of it and like why these are called Ryu Souls and all that because I don't want to spoil anything. If you haven't seen it, because again, there's only one episode. If you're interested in this, you can go to Overtime and I'll put the link down there and get it because it's only one episode. If you don't like it, don't keep watching it. But if you want to check it out, now's the time to get into it. But anyway, the cockpit of the mech, when they show it, looks like it's not one of those cockpits. And it may change as the series goes on, but it doesn't look like there's room for the whole team in there. But we'll see. So anyway, you've got Triken and Anki Rose. They can split in half, and there's even more connectors right there. And we'll show off all those configurations here in a minute. You've also got, like I said, Tiramigo here. He's got some drills up here. His backpack, his main mech arms fold back, and he's got some guns up here. He's got some little, they don't rotate, but raisable turrets facing both forward and backward. These pieces, when you do open him, the gray claw pieces clip in, and they do go on specific sides, so make sure you're putting them on the right sides. You can see he's got some clips under here as well, and I imagine that these pop off because something I'm sure eventually is going to plug into this clip up in here as well. But yeah, but there's his Tyrannosaurus mode. Really not posable, like his legs are locked into place by this button under here in Dino mode, and his jaw opens that much. So he's not super posable, but he's pretty impressive. There's no sounds in this one too, which honestly is a benefit because when they have the electronics running around. And I was going to have Kishiryuoh out to compare. I did post a comparison picture on my Twitter if you want to go check that out the other day. But when I took him down, I've had him combined in his ultimate mode with all 5 of the main team and then Bragigas from the final episodes of the show. And when I took him out and pulled him down to just get Kishiryuoh out, one of his hips had broken. And I tried to replace it with one of the hips from Spinodio, but they changed his hips in a way that I couldn't get the joint out that I needed to replace it, and I don't think I could have gotten it into Kishiryuoh anyway. So whatever, I put him back on the shelf. I used the little brace from Plesuo to hold his hips on, and he's on display on the shelf. But I didn't bring him down for a display anyway. So yeah, so here he is, this is just his base Tiramigo mode. You can even in this mode you can combine these guys in. You can flip the arms around like this, take the drills off, and plug them onto the sides of the dinosaur legs. Leave these up here. Oh, well, his arm popped off, but that's okay because you don't want to keep clipping that off, but it does come off for safety. The legs will pop off too, I think. But yeah, so put those on the legs, and then on this side, take this piece. It's this piece, I think, right here. Snap it on. So yeah, these 4 pieces snap on, and then that gives you a 4 peg up here that you snap the front half on. So it's got one Anki-Rose fist, and then do the same thing over here with this guy. Put on his back with his spiky tail bits here, and then the sword piece here. And that's an armed mode you can get with combine all 3 of them together. There's another one that's actually pretty cool, and like this is going to be the 3 nights version of it. I have seen pictures, and again I've shared that on Twitter as well, of the 5-night version of it, which is these 3 plus Tiger Lance and Mill Needle, who are a Miragaia and Smilodon, not respectively. So, Tiger Lance is the Smilodon, the green mech, and Mirror Needle is a spiky. It's a Stegosaurid, but not a Stegosaurus. It's a Miragaia, but it's the black mech. So yeah, you take all this stuff off. I think you leave these forward. But you push, there's a button down here. You push that to release the legs and fold them up like this. So this thing is now, you can close his mouth, but this thing is now sitting like this. And then you take, again, you take the guns and put them here. Yeah, because before they were sitting here and here, but you put one facing down this way and one facing down up this way, like that. Up and bring this down a little bit. And then you take one of these, actually be this one here, put this on the back half like that, and then connect these bits to the side here, and then same over here. And you've got Kishiryuoh Fortress. That's the what you can build with the 3 in the initial set, but there is a full-on thing with Tiger Lance and Mill Needle that really armors it up and turns it into a Dino tank, kind of like the original Mighty Morphin could do in Zyuranger back in the day. This kind of looks like this gold trim on the robot, kind of looks like the cockpit. You can, if you want, pop the tail off and have it be just kind of a stumpy thing, and I guess you could attach the tail somewhere else. Can his dino head fit? No, it's not going to fit. There's the ridge there that keeps it from going. Let's say if you attach his dinosaur head to the front and then put his tail back here, it could be like that. Anyway. Like I said, a lot of it's super configurable. There are a few places where things will not quite fit, just due to other ridges around it. And then if you turn it around, it kind of, like I said on Twitter, it kind of looks like a kid dinosaur having to ride in the way back of the station wagon. So yeah, that's kind of a neat little mode. I'm looking forward to having the next 2 mechs, to the full team, to really amp it up, but kind of a neat little thing. So we'll go ahead and put these 2 guys off to the side for a minute. We'll focus just on Tiramigo/Kirishio. Again, if they haven't said it on the show that I'm wearing, so if I'm mispronouncing it, I'll learn. I just haven't learned yet. So pop his tail off, pop off all the weapons here. Push the button. Actually, you don't really push the button. It's only when they're in dinosaur mode straight down that the button pops out. So going to dinosaur mode, but there is this button here. From this angle, you do have to push the button to release it. So pop those down. I think we have his arms just like this. Rotate this whole piece around. So at the ab. So the head goes from facing forward to facing straight up. And then push this button again to bring it up, which connects it like this. There's his feet, brings the black feet to the front. And then up on the top here, you can go ahead and open his dinosaur mouth if you want. You can have it open or closed, doesn't matter. And then rotate the arms down and around. And then you take, in this case, the red Ryu Soul, and you slide it right in there. And there's his base form. You can see the little sword, the back of the sword forms like a little spire there next to his head. But there's the very, very base mech form. And then you can take the weapons. Oh, actually, I take it back. The tail attaches right back there. And then the weapons. Now, officially, the weapons show put the little cannons on the forearms. And then the spikes up here on the shoulders, the drills. And that's not bad. That's not a bad looking mech. Personally, like what I like to do, and again, you have the option because of just all the different ways you can hook things together. I think it makes more sense if you take the drills and put them on the arms, because then he can punch with them and do some damage, and then mount the cannons up here so he can still shoot people. Like shoulder cannons and arm drills seems to me to be a more sensible armament than having drills up on your shoulders where you're really not going to do any damage to somebody, I guess, unless you do a flying headbutt at them or something. But again, you have that option. You can plug them in down here. You can plug them in down here. There's an option here. There's ports all over this dude. So there's the base. Now again, articulation-wise, his legs can move, but if you go back down, they're going to go into dinosaur mode and lock. And you really don't, like, he's not stable, but it is there. You can move the arms. So it's Megazord articulation. But oh well. I still like him. He looks cool. Now, to form the 3 Knights version, which includes Triken and Ankyros, you go ahead and pop these off. And then back half, split Triken in half. Back half goes up here facing out. sword mode goes, I would take one of the guns and attach it to the back here, and then clip this using the gray pieces in Triken onto the forearm. So there's that arm bulked up. Same with Anki-Rose, put the rear end up here. Put the gun and front body on the arm. And officially the drills go up here on the shoulders, which gives them some height and some kind of deadliness. Personally, just for symmetry, I think it looks better taking the drills and putting them down here on the thighs, facing forward. But, I mean, you do you. That's one of the things that's great about this. Is like, it does lack some of the integration of, like, attaching a mech as a full arm. But the base robot's good. And if you see the suit in action on the show, like, having some of the skinnier arms and legs on this guy really allows him to do some crazy stunts while the actor's in the suit. So I'm cool with that. And just the level of customization you're going to start seeing from this guy. Because even here, now you've got a 4-port of, with these things attached, you've got a 4-port of weapons, or of pegs here on each forearm. The knees up here. Now there's a 4-peg up here on the weapon. Up here on the drill, you can plug stuff on the inside of the drill. You can plug stuff on there's a 4-port back here on the thigh and the hip on the back. There's ports under here on the feet. There's a lot of different ways you can configure this, and you don't even have to use all 4 ports. If you want to, you can just attach something to 2 ports here if it clips. So you could have something like that. I don't know what benefit that serves, but there's all sorts of different ways you can attach things to this guy. And what seemed at first like it just looks too Lego-y has ended up being very Lego-y and very cool because of just the sheer myriad ways you can combine things. So that's the basic 3 Knights version of all of them combined. And again, very Kyoryugen-ish with the blue and pink arms around the red Tyrannosaurus middle. You can do specific character things, which again involves swapping out the head. So if you do the Kishiryu-Oh Triken mode, you pop him out, you take, I think this gun goes up here on the shoulder, snap that on, take this and put this. How do we do this? I'm looking at it right now. Remember, this goes here. Is that all? You just do you get rid of the tail? I'm looking at it. I think that may be it. Yeah, you just move this here. I guess you could put this right here if you wanted to have more. Well, I guess it doesn't fit. Well, maybe it does. Hold on. Let's put this on first. There we go. It just barely fits in there. So you can kind of do that. I don't think that's official. I think it's supposed to be with this piece gone. And then you take the blue piece and combine him there. Oh, no, that's right. This piece goes right here. That's my fault. You take it, you pop his head off, and then attach the blue piece here, which you can do facing forward. And that's Triken mode with the new face. And you can also, if that sticks out too far, you can do it like that. And that doesn't look too bad either. Again, we're already changing the base configuration of some of these modes here. And it's essentially, it's very similar for the other way. So pop this back on, pop this off, pull him out, put the tail sideways on here like that, which is silly, but hey. Take this, put Anki's front half on the, make sure all 4 of them connect here on the front of the robot. You take this, you put, let's see if I remember how this works. It's this piece. Oh, yeah, we take this, put a gun on the back here, put a gun on the back here, and put a drill on the front here like this, and then attach it to the forearm. And then put the drill up here on the shoulder, like that. And then the pink Ryu Soul plugs in like that. And that's the Anki-Rose version. So yeah, and those are the 3 main versions of the mechs that we've seen in the instructions right now. There are other ways, like even just by himself, without the additional support mechs. Let's get all the base parts here. There is the take these 3 bits, put one of the guns on this arm, like that. Take these and do upside down. You put, well, either way, you put gun, your gun, drill, turn it upside down, attach the dinosaur head to it like this, then attach this to the arm here, and then attach the tail up here like this, and that's an attack mode where he's got a giant gonna get you dinosaur arm. And then he's got one where you take this, oh, snap back on. Put the drills back up on the shoulders. Do the same thing with the guns over here, upside down. Attach the tail this way so it's swinging forward, and then attach it to the arm. And then he's mostly there, but he's got like a whippy tail arm here on the, whoops, here on the other side. And in the show, he even did a bit where he attached the front end of Triken and a drill down to his leg like this, and then did like a swoop kick to like slice somebody with a sword leg. So there's all sorts of cool stuff. There's a way to connect them under here. There's some ways to have everything connected down onto the legs that I feel is making way for. They're only showing those in the instructions because those are the toys that are out right now. But I feel like they're making way for what is possibly going to be where some of these pieces go in the 5 Nights configuration when all 5 of them are available to combine. But we'll see. There's also, I'm going to do one more ridiculous one because it puts like everything on one arm. And I'm going to have to look at the instructions for this because some of these things are crazy. So, we put, let's take everything off. Put Triken's butt here. And then, yeah, that's good. And then we take a gun, Anki's tail, like this. Okay, gun upside down, like that, and attach this to the arm here. And then we put the other gun here on this leg. And then we take the drills and we put them, where are these going? Oh yeah, the drills go up here on these 4 pieces here that are now formed. The drills go here. And then Anki Roses on the tail still attached to the back. Here we go. And then the front halves of them attach to the arm on Anki, like this. And then you've got like a giant killer, massive, mess him up arm just on one half of him. Like there's basically one gun down here and then everything else up on his right arm. So there's a lot of different configurations you can do. Like I said, there's even a couple more here in the instructions that I just can't get to. But yeah, very cool, very neat. I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of combinations are going to be available once Mill Needle and Tiger Lance are out, as well as there's a gold 6th Ranger, again, shades of Kishiryuoh with apparently a Mosasaurus is going to be his mech, but we'll see, which might be cool. And but yes, like I said, I wasn't sure about this one, and then I watched the show, it looked cool, and the thing is, while I'm not 100% sure how big of a final combined mech we're going to get, because I always love it when you can incorporate as many of the mechs throughout the series into the final mode. It looks like even if there's not an official mode that combines them all, like all the ports available on this guy, because like even with this, you can see there's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, some ports back here on the back of the arms. There's also, and then on the bottom of the feet. So there's already like more places to attach stuff. Aside from like there's one here, you can use the ports on either side of these guys, on the side of them. Like there's just all sorts of places you could still attach stuff to this guy. So I feel like it's going to be a lot of fun to dink around with, because I've already put them in some configurations that haven't been in the instructions or on the show. It's just a matter of like, how does this connect? Clunk, clunk, clunk. And you can get some neat attack modes. But there he is, Kishiryuoh from Dino Knight Sentai Ryusoulger. And real quick, just because I didn't show him off, again, I don't know if he'll make different sounds in the changer. We'll find out when the changer gets here. But again, same, even though it's hard to pick out the detail, it's the same face as, it's basically the same mold with the exception of just these bars as the red Ryu Soul. But if you want to have a blazing orange face in him, here's what he looks like with the Hajimarino Soul.